Well, first, congrats on this movie.
Thank you.
It's been nominated for Best Director, Best Picture, Golden Globe. How does that make you feel at this exact moment?
I'm really pleased because it hasn't opened yet, and one of the joys of movies at the end of the year is you get this sudden surge of all these movies opening at the same time, and everyone wants to have a debate about which one is their favorite, and it means that more people will go and see it, which is the point, really. So I'm excited because I want people to go and see the movie because I'm really proud of it.
This movie, I haven't seen a movie in a long time that's made me filled with so much anxiety throughout the entire thing.
Sorry,
so thank you for that. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't watch this, but it was brilliant. So you have a personal connection to this story.
I do. My grandfather fought in the First World War and he told us stories, and that's what was behind my fascination with it. And that's why I sat down to write this story. It was based on a little fragment of a story he told us, and then we took that and enlarged it and made something completely new. But, so it's not about my grandfather, but it's because of my grandfather that I made it.
And you tell an interesting story about, or your grandfather told you about his time in the war. Can you talk about that time and that story that inspired this?
Yeah, he was a very small man, and he was often given messages to carry in no man's land. And the mist in the winter used to hang at about 6 feet, and because he was only 5.5 feet, they gave him the messages so he could run and not be seen over the top of the mist by the enemy. So that image of him running across no man's land in that huge wasteland of death and destruction, that was really the germ for the movie.
Now, when did you decide to film this movie in this way, with the seemingly one continuous shot?
It was right from the beginning, really. Once I decided it was 2 hours of real time, I thought it was the best way to tell the story, to lock the audience together with the characters so they experience time exactly as the characters do. They experience the physical difficulty of the journey. And you kind of forget, hopefully, at a certain point about any one shot, and you just lose yourself in the story.
And how many actual cuts were there? Do you have a magic number? Can you tell us, or is that cheating?
There are no cuts. It's
no cuts at all? No cuts at all?
No.
Not even one? Not even one? Come on.
There were a few.
Come on, a couple.
They weren't cuts, though. We call them blends or stitches, or
Oh,
but
that's
yeah,
right.
There's a few joins.
Like the black. See, I was about to plot spoil. I can't spoil anything, so we'll move on. What was your favorite scene personally to shoot, or that one moment you're most proud of?
Gosh, I think the one that I had in my head. If you've seen the trailer for the movie, you see Schofield, played by George Mackay, running down the front of the trench with men pouring over, and I had that in my head very, very early on. And so when we came to shoot it, it was pretty exciting. The hair stood up on the back of my neck. I felt pretty excited about that. I'm proud of that sequence. But yeah, it's funny when you've imagined something so closely, and it comes, and then it's better than you imagined. That's something really wonderful.
That seems insanely anxiety-ridden for me as well. So thank you again for that. Now, can you talk about the filming process and how you accomplished this?
How long have you got?
We've got plenty of time, guys, right? Come on.
It's a very complicated process, but at the same time, a lot of it was done before we started shooting. We had to measure every step of the journey, so we couldn't dig trenches until we knew how long the journey through the trenches was. So we started off on empty fields, holding the script, marking out the journeys and where the scenes happened with posts, and then we dug the trenches. And then obviously you've got to do the same thing with no man's land and the German trenches and quarries and orchards and farmhouses and towns at night. None of that was constructed until we knew exactly the journey they had to take.
Wow, and I read somewhere that the dialogue was just pace by pace, exactly timed out. I mean, this movie's mind-boggling to me. I don't know how you did it. I still don't know how, and I'm talking to you right now. So what's next for you? You accomplished this. What's next on the agenda for Sam Mendes? I
think a bit of a break.
Well-deserved.
Some time with my family, and yeah, I don't think I know yet. But every time I make a movie, there's a part of me that thinks never again, and there's a part of me that the choice for the next one is a reaction to what you've just made. So probably it'll be something in a room with a lot of edits.
And now this is going to, yeah, I bet, I could imagine. Now this is going to air on our Christmas special. So what is the best Christmas gift you've ever received?
Oh my gosh. Well, actually my son was born at Christmas. So there you go, that's a good answer, isn't it?
I mean, you can't top that. And
No.
my birthday's Christmas Eve, so
Well.
we can your son and I can celebrate together. There you
Excellent.
go. Well, thank you. The movie was great, and I can't wait for everyone else to be anxiety-ridden just like I was. So
In a good way.
In a good way. In a good way. Thank you.